Howdy y'all, it's me. I'm back for what else? What do you know me for at this point? More and more of my CD collection. Starting off, I have an EP from Driftless Pony Club titled Expert. If anyone is familiar with popular early days YouTubers, the lead singer of this band is Wheezy Waiter, who I was a big fan of for a while back in the day. Still am. Still happy to say that he's active too. And yeah, he's the lead singer in a band. And it's rock, but the singing is not very melodic. It's a good one. My favorite song is probably Bike or Thanks Earthquake. And then I also have from them their album Buckminster, which is, yes, about Buckminster Fuller, who was an architect, theorist, and writer. And so it's cool that this can, acquaint you with things like that. And you get to learn a little something and, be maybe spurred to research something like I did. I like it. You don't find it too often, people making kind of obscure references. The only other band I'm familiar with that does that pretty regularly is Faded Paper Figures, which I adore, and I will talk about them as I move closer to my top picks. I've got This Too Will Pass by the 1 a.m. Radio, and I have The Hum of the Electric Air by him as well. Very beautiful, pretty album. This one is more predominantly instrumental, as are several of his albums. My favorite, though, is Heaven is Attached by Slender Thread, which I have on vinyl. Just kind of collecting this and that, but this guy is a pretty great musician. Then I have Label Mate on Dangerbird Records, Eulogies. This is their debut album. And then I have Here Anonymous, which is easily my favorite. They only ever put out 3 albums under this name. Also, I haven't brought this up in any video, but some of these I really appreciate the artwork and spread in these. This one I've always really liked, really cool. Yeah, just cool, kind of laid back, alternative rock, sort of. Fine progression, out of character, I really like. Stranger Calliope, and Is There Anyone Here? These are all classics in my book. A little bit of random kind of one-off record from Vice Records. Go figure, is Japanese Motors. Pretty sure I discovered this through Pandora. It's a very nice listen. I think the lead singer was like more so known for being a surfer. I think he was the singer, but anyway, who wouldn't want to stream Pseudo-Elitist Vagueness? That would be me. But my favorite song is probably Crooked Gun, or Oh Brother, or Regrets of Paradise. All cool tracks. Maybe a little bit more well-known than other bands I'm mentioning here. Another discovery, thank you to Pandora. I really, for as much as I've found on Pandora in the past, I really should just download the app again and just see what it's like. But I have the debut album of The Bird and the Bee, which is just extremely cool, kind of twee, quirk, sort of pop music. Maybe one of my all-time favorite songs is I Hate Camera. It's like, synonymous with my soul. Just really cool, easy listening. And then I also have Recreational Love by them. Very, very listenable. A lot of these bands are just like splash in the pan. They had 1 or 2 projects and then they've moved on to other things or joined other bands. So it is US Royalty with Mirrors and Blue Sunshine. There are only 2 releases. Just very laid back, indie alternative with slight country influence, I want to say. This band, though, it's 2 brothers. They went away for a while, I believe, but now they're in a new iteration of their band. It's called Born Rivals, which they actually came back after several years and put out a record this year. I've been listening to it a little bit, but it's different. It's still good though. I haven't like given it a full try yet. But anyway, this one, I really love this a lot. They cooked here for sure. Very beautiful songs like Vacation, Vacation and Old Flames, kind of more chill songs. And then we got Fool to Love You and Monte Carlo. Just a lot of fun. What's another word for fun? Yeah, it's very cool. And then this one, as you can see, a bit more somber in tone. But this was still very cool. I think about Only Happy in the Country all the time because I'm only happy in the country. Hopefully, I'm going to try to guess the order. I'm try to have the correct order here. I'm sorry if I don't. Definitely every cool guy's favorite is Phantogram, and I have their first Eyelid movies. I think this came out after. I think it's EP, Nightlife, Love, 16 Years. Then I have definitely their most well-known voices. I truly haven't listened to this as much as I feel I should have. I really like Fall in Love is like a keynote from them, but I need to spend more time on this someday. Because I bought all of those at about the time that 3 here came out, and which I really like a lot. Awesome, amazing. Still following them to this day. Don't have any more discs, sadly, but they're just, veterans of the game. Some of these are a little dusty, unfortunately. Next is Blackbear by Andrew Belle. I listen to his stuff here and there. Take my advice, do yourself a big favor. If you listen to this, you can play Blackbear or Sister or Pieces, whatever, Dark Matter. Do yourself a big favor though, and listen to the track Santa Fe off this album. Thank me later. Self-titled from Alex Preston. This guy was on American Idol in 2014, I believe, 2015. Thought he was great in the show. Big American Idol fan all throughout my youth. And the dude's from Vermont, so how is that not cool? One of the only albums I have with any type of reggae influence, but it's a little more poppy. It's Isles by Wild Belle, brother and sister duo here. Very listenable, easygoing album. I believe this was their first release. I believe they only put out 2 after this, and I think they've kind of both gone solo now, but I like this. Here I've got the first release of the band I call it Sir Sly. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be pronounced seriously, and it's just a joke, and I refuse to engage with it. But it's You Haunt Me. Hipster indie pop, baby. Here we go. It's really cool, though. Very kind of a sentimental feel with this one. It still holds up in my book. I think they've only had just 2 or 3 releases after this, and right now they've kind of been MIA for the past few years, and I'm waiting and waiting for them to come back. Any self-respecting man who likes house, kind of dance, trance music will be well aware of Late Night Alumni. This is Eclipse by them. Standout track is In the Middle. Can't go wrong with this. Then I feel like I've learned after the fact, Mutemath is Christian. I don't really hear it. I don't think they overtly were supposed to be, but this album it's called Play Dead. This album's from 2017. In the past year, I've been listening to this a lot, as I'm always searching for music that's like not sad, not like mega happy, but not somber and lamenting. So I turn to this. Songs like Hit Parade, Pixie Oak, Stroll On, Break the Fever. Man, this right out the gate is just a great, I don't even know if I'd call it fun. It's just a very good album. I liked their previous release before this, Vitals, a lot. But this one, I enjoy this so much. Also, Christian, not Christian. I don't listen to Christian music, and this was recommended to me by my coworker who was most certainly not Christian. He was a determinist. Mewithoutyou, probably some of you have heard of them. This is just an EP from them, Untitled. I believe they put out a release after this. This was kind of just like an album teaser right after this. But man, Winter Solstice and Dirty Air are some of my favorite tracks from them. But they have a very cool, you know, long-standing catalog. Wrapping it up, we have Always, or as I like to call them, Alvvays, because I can't read. But it is Blue Rev, which came out not too long ago, a couple years ago, I believe. Easily the best song on this for me is Bored in Bristol. Very Online Guy is a close second. Tile by Tile is also super cool. This was great. Nothing wrong with a little indie sleaze, as I always say. That is all for now. I am realizing I probably could have done a bigger pile of these. But I always assume that I'll have more to say than I do in the moment. And I've been trying to dwell on some of these recently and listen to them to recall my opinions, because most of these are, you know, maybe 10 or more years ago that I started listening to them, so I don't have a whole lot to say at the minute, or they're not in my regular rotation these days. But that being said, I have at least 3, if not 4 more video of these I can pull out of the sky. And as I get closer to the end, for whatever reason, I've saved nearly all of my like current favorite artists, so maybe those videos will be a little bit longer and I'll have a lot more to say. But either way, thanks so much for watching.